What's going on, guys? GameSpeak podcast is back. Sorry about last week. I actually lost power due to the hurricane. So it was touch and go. Wasn't sure if I was going to get back in time for the podcast. We just decided to make it easy on everyone and cancel early. But we're back this week, and we have a lot to discuss. So first and foremost, I want to jump into Assassin's Creed 3 because the majority of us have played it, and that game is friggin' fantastic. Jess, I know you're extremely eager to talk about this. So
Yes.
take it away.
Oh, well, I'm the kind of person who's I'm not obsessed with Assassin's Creed, but I couldn't get through Brotherhood, and I didn't even touch Revelations just because it was basically the same shit, and I didn't like it. So I was a little wary about AC3, and then I basically jizzed in my pants when I put it in because it wasn't like another derivative like sequel. It's actually, you know, a new game, and that's I think what I like most about it. It kind of reminds me of Red Dead Redemption. It has like the hunting shit in there. It's got the open world. I thought it was, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't play the Brotherhood and Revelations, but it seems like the frontier or whatever, the woodsy area in between the cities is kind of more. There's more purpose than before. I feel like in the other games, it was just kind of to get from one place to the other. It was just a little tiny.
So
area,
wait, do you have to hunt in
yeah.
Assassin's Creed 3?
Actually, yes,
You don't have to, but
Listen,
there are
Well,
challenges.
that's how you can kill animals, scalp them, and then go sell them, sell the
Like
scalps
Oregon
and
Trail.
the teeth and stuff. So it's another it's like Red Dead Redemption. It's like Red Dead Redemption where you can scalp animals and go sell them to make extra money. So and if you don't like to, I don't know, kill a bunch of redcoats like I do, then you can go kill animals.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved it because I was going through and I'm like, oh, look, cute little baby deer. Bang!
Bam, yeah.
Right in his face. I was like, it was totally worth it.
Rabbits.
The rabbits are fun to shoot.
I'm so surprised you never played Brotherhood. I mean, that was a really good game.
I played a little bit of it, but I mainly got it for the multiplayer. And then Revelations, I tried. I got like 25%-ish through the campaign, and then I just kind of started losing interest for whatever reason. When did that come out? Because I feel like it was really close to another major release for an FPS game at the time. I want to say either MW2 or Black Ops. No, Revelations.
I'm not sure.
At any rate,
Revelations was last year.
Right.
So Black Ops then, I guess?
Could have been.
I don't know.
So I got kind of distracted, but I played Revelations. I got really confused because I only got, like I said, I got about 25% through Brotherhood, and I got about as far through Revelations, and I swear to God I thought I was playing the same game. Because like that part of the game was exactly the same. I was like, did I buy the same game twice by accident? I didn't know really what was going on.
That's why I didn't buy him.
Yeah, I was disappointed. A lot of people warned me, like, you're probably not going to like Revelations because nothing really changed, and that's how I felt. I didn't get really anywhere through it. But Assassin's Creed 3, let me tell you, it's good. I think the biggest complaint I've been noticing, people complaining about how the storyline lays out. For Jake and Chris, if you're not familiar with it.
Earmuffs.
No, it's not going to ruin the plot whatsoever.
Wait, quick question. Did they explain how the guy whose ancestor was like in ancient Italy has somehow a Native American ancestor?
Yes.
Isn't he half Indian?
Yes.
Well, no, but here's no, they don't tie into Ezio in this game. They don't make the connection between Ezio. Yeah, they don't tell you what happens between Assassin's Creed, basically Revelations, and then Assassin's Creed 3 as far as that bloodline is concerned. At least not in the part of the game that I'm at. Right, because there's really there's no there's like no connection between what's the guy's name? It's like Hawthorne or Haythorne or something like that.
Haytham.
Yeah. It's just like Haytham is. I don't know if I should say it. I feel like there are people who don't want to hear it.
No, I wouldn't say that part.
Okay, so Haytham is basically a trained killer, and there's no connection between him and Ezio. But you can assume that he's an assassin because he's got all the assassin, traits and abilities and stuff.
It's weird because like the main character that you see in all the trailers is Connor, and it starts out like I've got about 4 hours into the game, maybe. I'm trying to think. I've done.
It's a few hours.
It's actually I think it's 6 hours because I've been doing about 1.5 hour sessions, which cut down. It comes out to about 3 videos. So I think I've got about 6 hours into it, and I'm just starting to get to the beginning point of Connor as an adult. So there's a good chunk of where they've set up the story of kind of where Connor came from and why he decided to become an assassin and everything. And that's the thing I'm on my walkthrough, I'm seeing a lot of 50-50. Well, actually, not even that much, but there's still a good amount of people that are saying, I don't really care for this. The backstory is taking way too long. Why can't you just get to the meat of the story? But then there are other people, including myself, I love the backstory. It adds a lot of quality depth to the overall gameplay, and it gives you that many more hours. Like I said, I mean, I'm about 6 hours into the game of setting it up. What?
I heard it's supposed to be 30 hours.
Really? See, that's fantastic.
If you play it all out, yeah. Because you got
that's
all the
what you're talking about, like all
missions.
the side missions
You got
and
naval
stuff.
missions, you got hunting missions, you got deliveries, you have like mail. You can like deliver mail and shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that pads it out a little bit, but I've been playing for at least probably 15 plus hours, and I'm probably like 30 or 40% through.
Wow.
But I've been taking my time up to wander around.
That puts the
Killing
Halo
rabbits.
campaign to shame.
The what?
The Halo campaign, apparently it's only like 7 hours.
Well, that's kind of typical for first shooters,
yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I mean, usually Halo's been kind of long, I've always felt like.
True, but think back to... When was Halo 3 released? Was it 2008?
2007, I think.
Yeah.
Halo
been 5
Reach
years.
was pretty quick. I think.
Yeah, Reach that's like an ugly stepchild.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you think back to the earlier Halo titles, and the multiplayer scene was nothing compared... especially, like, think about the Halo 1. Like, the multiplayer scene was just basically all LAN party type stuff, but and that was pretty big, but even then, I think it pales in comparison to what it is now. So back then I could see that they probably put a bigger, stronger emphasis on the campaign, whereas now most people are geared towards the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, I bought it on PC back then, so I could play online for Halo 1.
Nice. I remember in middle school, I had 2 friends that lived next door to each other, but their houses were like, I don't know, maybe 250 feet apart, and they would have Halo LAN parties between houses, and they went down to the hardware store and they bought this friggin' like couple hundred feet of Ethernet cable so they could connect the consoles. It was awesome. You go home from school and you see it like throw out the cable out of their 1-bedroom window and the kid feeding all the way over to his bedroom window.
That's awesome.
All right, we're off track. So, Assassin's Creed 3 for me, like, seriously, if you are into those kind of games, this game is well worth the $60 and then some. I've only put a little bit of time in the multiplayer, but that's still really good. Definitely requires a different kind of play style. You really have to slow down. And
have you played the other for the other Assassin's Creed games? Have you played those? It's kind of the same.
Oh yeah.
It changed a little bit, but I don't know.
I do know that they changed the combat system for Assassin's Creed 3 compared to previous games. I gotta say, I actually like it. Took me a little while to kind of figure out what it was doing because I was anticipating it to be something completely different from what I've ever used. But it's actually really similar to like the Batman combat system.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, once I
fluid.
and I was like, holy shit, this is actually really easy.
Yeah.
So
it's very
less
similar.
like standing and having everyone in a circle around you and just kind of standing there like the other ones. They kind of just all come at you.
Yeah,
and the animations are awesome.
Isn't it pretty obvious who's a bad guy?
Who?
Like, because like I've watched people play. Because is it the same as it used to be, or have they changed it completely? Because it used to be like player versus player, right?
In the multiplayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically still the same. I mean, in the pre-game lobby, you get to pick your character, and everyone else does, and then right before it launches, you get to see who everyone picked. So
how does that work? Like when you're trying to blend in, do they look like other people or something?
I think that's the trick, right? Is if you run around like a hooligan, you really stand out. But if you
because like I've watched like the way people do it, and I'm like, wow, he's walking very unnaturally. How do they not know he's a bad guy?
Right. Well, that's the thing. To really excel, and that's what I noticed the couple of games I played. When I played Revelations, I was trying to play multiplayer on that. I just got impatient. I didn't want to walk around and try and be all stealthy and stuff, so I was running around like a fucking madman, and I got my ass kicked every single game. The guys that won were the ones that were always walking really calm, very fluid with their controls, and just staying as incognito as possible and just being patient. That's the biggest thing. But like I thought the same thing going into this. I'm like, this is gonna be easy. I just can remember this guy's got the weird funny hat with the red collar. But you can have up to like 8 people playing, and there's like a total of 10 different characters in there. But there's like 100 people. So
there's normally like duplicates. So if the one guy with the funny hat, there's usually NPCs with a weird funny hat.
And there's like 20 of them. So you gotta pick them apart.
And there's like 4 of them walking together in a group, and you hear the like tense music that someone's gonna come kill you, and you're like, which hat is it?
Right.
Figure it out.
I killed so many civilians. I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be him. No,
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Do you get penalized for killing a civilian?
I don't remember.
It's your contract.
That's okay.
And you can't like punch someone in the face if they're trying to kill you. The stun thing.
Right. So, points-wise, no, you don't get penalized, but in the long run, you get penalized because you've lost valuable time to be able to hunt your contract. So, I guess it depends on how you want to look at it.
And you get a shit ton of bonus points if you're like sneaky, or if you do something crazy, or there's a new focus. I don't know if they had that before. If you wait till the circle comes all the way around, it starts blinking.
It's basically like a range meter. If you get within a certain range, and you sit inside that certain range of the person for, I think it's maybe like 5 seconds, and then get the kill, you get like maximum bonus points. So if you come up on a guy that you're supposed to kill, and you just drop him within a second, you still get points, but it's like, I don't know, like 150 points. Whereas if you wait and go for the whole max stealth thing, and you fill out the 2 different meters, it's like a 500-point kill or something like that. So
yeah.
It really pays off to be patient with the multiplayer.
Can you have a party in multiplayer?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously you play against each other because it's free for all, right?
I think you can. Can't you?
I think is the Wolfpack mode the team one? I remember there was a team one in the.
Yeah, it's a co-op one.
I have not played that yet, so I don't know anything about it.
I haven't either.
Oh god, that's like the only thing I have been playing because like I was telling my buddy Chris, I'm like, dude, my ADD kicks in trying to like sneak around. Like it's the multiplayer is way too slow. So myself and my buddy Chris and Kumo and Wes, we got into the Wolfpack and we just go run around killing all the bad guys, civilians, everybody. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Like that satisfies me. Like the multiplayer is so slow, and I'm sitting there like you're walking slow, and you hear the whispering, and you're just like, this is stupid. At least I think so. Some people love it, but for me, I just need to like run around and jump off buildings and tackle people. That's fun.
Well, it's definitely rage-inducing, but I like that it's fresh and unique.
Yep, I agree. It's a tough transition going from something like Battlefield 3 or pick any first-person shooter and go into this because, especially if you've, like, Tony, in your case, you've been rocking a lot of close quarters in Battlefield 3. It's run and gun nonstop. Polar opposite when you get onto Assassin's Creed multiplayer.
Dude, tell me about it.
Way down.
Yeah, dude, it's just like I was trying to be sneaky. You like hide in the group and you're grayed out because you're with the group and you hear people walking by whispering and stuff. And it's just like you go to make your move, and then like I'm walking towards someone, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, this guy comes up and stabs me from behind. I'm like, oh! I just spent like literally 2 minutes just waiting to get killed. Like that sucks.
Yeah. So the thing I really want to point out about it, like I know that for most games, PC without a doubt looks way better. The graphics are phenomenal and makes console gameplay pale in comparison to it. But I gotta say, from what I'm seeing on the PS3 gameplay for Assassin's Creed 3, the attention to detail is actually really, really good. I'm impressed with how good the game looks overall. I don't know, Jess, you're the PC master race now playing on console, so.
Well, I think it'll be a little more polished on PC, but yeah, I mean, I would agree. I like his outfit too. It's all flowy.
Yeah.
I already have the blue robes. I went and bought some new clothes because I wanted to look fly.
Oh my god.
Blue robes. But yeah, I'd agree. I would like to, it looks like.
Can you just like get shot dead? Like, it doesn't everyone carry a gun?
Multiplayer?
No. In the single player, like before, back when it was in Italy, like you could get noticed, then you run away. But doesn't everyone have guns?
Oh yeah, you get shot.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
Big ass rifles with bayonets on them. You get stabbed.
In multiplayer?
No.
Player.
Single player.
Like what they'll do is like
Jesus Christ.
And actually, this player. I don't know about those of you guys who also have also played previous Assassin's Creed. This game, the AI seems to be far better about chasing you down. It takes a while to elude them. Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes if
it
you
was
run in,
impossible.
you'll run into like groups of these red coats, and they'll form a firing line, and you'll get that yellow indicator. You're like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
Human shield. Where?
Yeah, exactly.
I've already killed everyone, and I'm just like, fuck.
It's like, ah.
Wait, in previous games, I do remember that. Like, if you got noticed by the enemy, you've got those little, red signals saying that they're alerted to you and they're chasing your ass. Like, okay, do a little dodge here, jump over that building, boom, I'm in the clear.
Yeah.
Not in
chase
Assassin's
you.
Creed 3. Like, I'd probably spent like 5 minutes running like a madman, going over different buildings, down different alleyways. And I'm like, oh, okay, I lost him. I turn around, there's like 30 of them right behind me. Like,
Yeah.
ready, aim, like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. The only thing, like, I bitched about this to somebody, I don't remember who it was, but the one thing I don't like is that when you're noticed, when people are chasing you, there's this weird siren playing in the background. It sounds like an air raid siren, and I get like why they have it because it makes it intense, but I wish they would have made it more like period, like war drums or something, because it literally sounds like the Japanese are coming to bomb Boston.
Yeah.
It's just like what is that sound? Like, there were no sirens in Boston in this time. I want like war drums or something.
I don't know.
That's fine.
Listen,
That's just me being picky. That's just me being picky. Just can't help it.
All right, let's put this to bed. It's final thoughts. It's a fantastic game. If anyone's even remotely on the fence about it, and you have the cash to spend, don't think about it. Just go buy it. I know a couple of people were saying they're going to wait for Black Friday special. Apparently, Lizzie was saying that she heard that GameStop was going to have it on sale for Black Friday. I kind of find that hard to believe.
I got Assassin's Creed 2 for $30 last time.
Really? GameStop?
Like most of the
nonsense.
games that come out in October, early November, you can find them in late November, early December for $30.
Really? Okay. So,
Like,
okay,
except like Black Ops and maybe like, I don't know, Halo.
okay.
Other than that, most games will be cheap. That's why I waited on it. I mean, I really want to play it, but it's not like it's not a multiplayer game, so it's a game I'm gonna sit down and just enjoy, as opposed to like, I don't know.
Right. Well, dude, I got to tell you, it's well worth it. It's a friggin' amazing game. I love the storyline. It completely draws you in. You can't just sit down and play for half an hour.
Oh.
Part of that comes just with this way the story is laid out. It takes you about a half an hour per sequence. Well, maybe not sequence, but like from a good save point where you can stop and come back and everything makes sense. But you just get drawn in. You don't want to put it down because the story is very engaging to me. So
I agree.
I could not.
Plus, it's
commend it-
America. So, it's our history. 6-hour increments I've been playing in. 6 hours.
Right.
Shit
Wow.
down.
This could be a potential Game of the Year candidate. I don't know.
Probably.
I mean, it's really, really
No,
good.
I think Warfighter's probably got that one wrapped up.
Oh.
Yep.
Is this an
here-
appropriate time to mention I traded
Yeah.
Warfighter in for Assassin's Creed 3?
Wait, you traded it in?
I traded it in.
That's always a bad deal.
You know what? It was one of those. It was just going to collect dust, and I didn't want to go dick around trying to sell it to someone. Chris called GameStop, found out they were offering, what was it, 31 and change for trade-in.
Yeah.
I was like, it's
That's
actually a
not
pretty good
bad.
deal for GameStop. So,
Snoov, you made a mistake. You should have signed your disc. Put it up on eBay. What the hell are you thinking, man? He's like, whoop, whoop,
Giveaway.
there you go. You just one of one.
right.
That would have been awesome.
But you know what? Going back on what you guys were talking about, the Black Friday stuff. EJ and Akuma actually, they went to Target of all places, and Target had a buy two get one free. So he picked up Medal of Honor, Dishonored, and got Assassin's Creed for free. So if you've got $120 to spend, you can get 3 games out of it. I know.
Well, I got a refund on Origin, half the cost of Warfighter here like a couple days ago.
Are you serious?
How did you get that?
Because I had premium.
oh, so it
Oh,
was
that
that
They
deal
just
that
sent
they
me
were
an
offering.
automatic refund, and I was like, yeah, that's all right.
Nice.
They're like, we're sorry.
It made me feel really good because I was like, man, I feel like I beat the system here. It's like they knew their game was bad. They're like, all right, here you go, $30.
Right. I guess the only good thing I can say that came out of this is I technically spent $90 for one game, but at least I was able to put some money towards Assassin's Creed 3, and now I've got access to the Battlefield 4 beta. So,
Wait, why did you spend $90?
because I spent 60 on Medal of Honor and then traded in, got 30 back, and I had to spend another 30.
You have to keep that disc to get the Medal of Honor, or to get the Battlefield 4 beta.
No, it's tied to your gamer tag.
No, it's on the game data.
No, don't you?
Oh, it
remember
might be
what
the way you
happened last
access
time?
it.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
when I did that for Medal of Honor for Battlefield 3 beta, I had to have the game disc.
I didn't.
That would be.
I traded in Medal of Honor long before that.
Well, we can buy it back for like $10.
I remember like
Next
they
year.
did that weird thing if you
That's
didn't
like-
have the game disc. They did that weird thing with your EA account, so maybe you'll get a message saying like blah blah blah. Here's your access to Battlefield 4.
It's only going to be the Battlefield 4 exclusive beta access will probably be like for the weekend before it's available to everyone else. Anyway.
I thought they made it clear that it was just flat out only way to get access to it was if you
No.
pre-ordered Honor.
The only way as of whenever they made that statement was the only way to get access.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're-
It'll be like a weekend.
I doubt you're gonna have to buy Medal of Honor back.
You know, I want to say something about Medal of Honor. Really.
Okay, we're
Oh God.
Is it's one thing for you like the game to be bad, but I can't even play Medal of Honor Warfighter right now. You want to know why? Because a giant website released hacks for it, and there's nothing you can do about them. If you get into a Medal of Honor Warfighter lobby right now, I would say there's about a 75% chance you're going to run into a hacker with a 50 cal.
nice.
Ouch.
And it sucks.
Sense my sarcasm. Wow, that is. Have they even
And-
released a patch for this yet?
No.
They were
Remember
tr-
they were like, oh, a huge day one patch is coming. I'm like, oh, great. And it never came.
Yeah, fuck them. Okay, I have no problem whatsoever with bailing on that game. The thing that actually kind of pissed me off about this whole thing is the review that Chris and I did on it. Like, we put in a lot of time into it, and it was just funny because, like, these kids came back and just flat out attacked us because we gave a well-thought-out, well-reasoned opinion on why we didn't like the game. And there was just us like saying, like, we don't like it based on our recommendation. We don't think you should spend your money. Do what you want, though. And it's just so funny, like, all these fucking fanboys come out of the woodwork, like, oh my god, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, this game's phenomenal, blah. And
I think it's just people that are really mad. Like, they're just, like, caught in the fact that they spent money on it and they want it to be good. So they're, like, having a really hard time letting it go.
right.
But
Fundamentally
it's bad.
broken. I don't even think the patch could fix it. Like, I can have fun playing it, don't get me wrong. Like, I still have a couple videos left in me for Warfighter, but I don't know. It's not a game that I want to play for the next couple months. So
No. I go back to
already
the
over
first
it.
thing you just said. It's fundamentally broken. That's the reason why I traded in. Like, if I felt that there was even the remotest chance of it being fixed to be even slightly enjoyable from a patch, I would have stuck with it. But it's broken to the core. I know I've said the same thing about Modern Warfare 3. It was broken to the core. There was just no helping. Well, I mean, that was kind of my opinion with the whole lag compensation crap. But
the thing that did we talk about Warfighter and the reviews it got last like 2 weeks ago? I can't remember.
no, we didn't.
Or how they compared it to Call of Duty, and all of the Medal of Honor team was like tweeting like, "Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair." They praise Call of Duty for being good. They give it 9s, but then they say it's repetitive, but they still give it a 9. But then they criticize Medal of Honor for the same thing, which I agree with. I think that it's not fair to hold Medal of Honor at a different standard than they hold Call of Duty, but in the same respect, at least Call of Duty has an engine that can evolve somewhat. This doesn't have, like, it's a 2009 game, a 2008 game, if that. And I don't understand, like, how they can justify, like, acting like they didn't sugarcoat a bunch of crap and give it to us, honestly. Like, I try to find positives in the game. Like, I've been really neutral on it when I did my review. I'm like, look, this is the good things about it, this is the bad things about it, but then when you sit down and you really look at the game, why is it good? Why did they need our money? I mean, I could go out and play I played Battlefield 1942 the other day, and I was telling my buddy Sweat, I was like, man, this is almost as good as Warfighter. This game came out in 2002. I mean, it really, like, the hit detection to me just feels ancient. Like, it feels like worse than Counter-Strike's Source to
Well,
me.
I agree.
Warfighter didn't do anything really well. I mean, it did stuff okay, but there was nothing
it
about
didn't
it that was
push any
exceptional.
boundaries.
Yeah.
It pushed no boundaries. Like, the customization is cool, but, like, when you think about it on a fundamental level, I know we've talked about this. I mean, it does nothing. It's aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of changing your helmet color on Halo.
Right.
I guess the thing that really kind of got to me was it's using the Frostbite 2 engine. We've seen what it's capable of doing with Battlefield 3.
I feel like that's a lie, don't you guys?
Yeah,
there's no fucking way they could use it.
It's gotta be.
It's like I played. I'm like, wait, really? Are you sure about that?
They're
It's
supposed
like-
to use an extension that's so superior to everything else, and it's completely inferior to what you even get in Call of Duty. Like, they didn't take advantage of that engine at all.
They're
Have you guys
using
seen
the
the map
Frostbite
pack?
2? What?
Have you seen the map pack trailer?
No.
I laughed when I watched it because I'm like, wait, these look exactly the same as all the other maps. Because the maps are so like uninspired. It's like the houses literally look like a cutout, like cardboard cutouts, and it's like a movie set or something. Like in the Wild West, like you expect someone to push the doors of the saloon open, and it's supposed to be like
What's that?
some like city in like Iraq or something. But here we have like these like cardboard cutout looking buildings. It just doesn't look right to me, and like I don't see how they think that anyone's gonna care about a map pack. And the same week, the Aftermath comes out.
Yeah, no. This game
Good
was
luck,
at
Danger
the
Close.
day it released.
Yeah, it missed the boat on a lot of things.
Yeah, it did. All right, we've killed this topic, and there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. I want you guys give me the shakedown on Halo 4, and Chris or Jake, I don't care who takes over with this, but give me the shakedown because I've never really been a Halo player. I can never really get into it. I've heard good things. It looked really good. It had a lot of hype surrounding it, so I'm interested. Go ahead, sell this game to me. Do it.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's Halo. If you've played Halo before, you know how it's going to play, and it's nothing new in that regard. But the changes they've made for Halo 4 seem to work really, really well. Jake, you were saying that Medal of Honor feels like it's 5 years old. Like Halo 4 is like at the forefront of what everybody wants, I think.
Yeah, this is better than Medal of Honor. This game right here.
Yeah, so in Halo 4 they've integrated essentially like score streaks, but they don't make them overpowered. They've added create a class, but it doesn't take away from like the weapon balance that everyone's used to in Halo. And I mean, the graphics and the menu and the matchmaking, everything functions flawlessly. The servers had a
split on the creative class though. Like it seems like I like it, but then when I think about it, I'm like, man, is this really Halo though? Because like I hate that no one's gonna pick the assault rifle.
I tried that too. I tried to use the assault rifle, and I tried to use the Covenant version of the assault rifle, and
Oh, the storm rifle, that thing is garbage.
I got destroyed. Like you just can't do it. You got to use the battle rifle or the DMR, or the carbine is okay. But they still have like all the power weapons on the map and everything, so it's still a rush to get to those if you want to control the map. So it's essentially the same
Shotgun and
gameplay.
beast.
I kind of liked the ordnance thing. I didn't know how that was gonna work out. Like it kind of bothered me at first, but then when I started playing, I'm like, this isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, it makes people who are doing well get rewarded, but in the same respect, you can still go get those weapons, like the the rocks or the sniper or whatever.
So for those who don't know, the kill streaks or score streaks are called ordnance, like ordnance strikes or something like that. And after you gain so many points, it gives you 3 options, and they seem to be random. You can get it's usually 2 weapons and then an upgrade. You hit left, right, or down on the D-pad, and a little airdrop instantly lands in front of you, and it gives you that weapon or something. So if you're doing well,
Or
you
overshield.
Or an overshield, yeah. They have like
there's a
speed
bunch of
boosts
different
and
things.
stuff like that.
The damage boost thing is kind of crazy.
I actually just barely got into using those upgrades. The only one I've got so far is speed boost, and that seems kind of silly, but
I wonder if damage boost makes the sniper rifles better. Something to think about.
it probably depends on what like the damage ratings are and stuff. I don't think it would.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy if it made it a one-hit kill.
Well, because the only thing, like, snipers are a one-hit kill to the head, and that's it. It's a 2-hit kill no matter where else you
Have
shoot
you
them.
noticed a huge hitbox for the head?
Yeah, it's always been like that, though.
Yeah, like you can shoot over their shoulder, and they go down.
Yeah, I
with a
think
headshot.
the logic behind that is like they make it so that like if you get hit in any of the vitals in the upper body, you go down.
That makes sense. Is something happening that I don't know about?
Yes. Yeah. Something is very much happening behind the scenes.
You kids
What?
in your fucking Halo.
That's why I say you kids in your Halo. And then Snoop did a little laughing my ass off, and he goes, "Oh, in my head."
Don't worry.
I don't even-
The needler
Sorry,
is
get
really
I mean,
good
to
too.
derail you guys.
The Needler's the shit. It's funny because every
Yeah,
time a
back.
new Halo comes out, they put a new version of the Needler in, and it always kicks ass in the beginning, and then it turns out to be a crap weapon. But I think it's good this time.
You remember the dual needlers from Halo 2? Now
They
that
were-
was overpowered.
They
nerfed
were
them.
awesome if you could fire it at the perfect time, so they were like alternating fire. But if you fired at the same time, it sucked.
See, I don't know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
actually, maybe I do know.
I never liked him.
Is the Needler that weird like little purple
purple.
gun that shot like the kind of crystal
Yeah.
things? Okay, then
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was kind of a cool gun. I'll
I
give
like
you
the
that.
shotgun.
Wait, Snoop, you played Halo?
I like kind of dabbled here and there, and I think almost all of it was at Chris's house when we would
Damn.
just be hanging out shooting the shit.
Dude, I'm the
Um,
only person who's never played Halo then.
It's different.
out.
It's very, very different. And I know before I say this, I obviously know that video games are not fucking realistic, so don't take me out of context, guys.
Are you sure?
I know, right?
Medal of Honor?
Stu, if you got shot once, you wouldn't be able to run away. I know, guys, fucking relax. But Halo to me is like very, very unrealistic compared to the other games. Like the super high jumping, the insane amount of bullets it takes to kill. It feels like really, really slow paced to me and kind of wonky. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just personally for me, it's not my taste. And
Well-
I was always meh about it, so I never really got
Well, you're
into it.
kind of a superhuman, Snoop.
Yeah.
True.
So,
Haven't
I
you
guess
seen
it's-
like the
do your
web
own
series on Machinima?
So basically, Snoop, you get to be yourself.
Interesting.
But listen, hey, the biggest thing that you said, or the most incorrect thing that you said was that it's slow paced.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's
in-
fast paced now. Big
It's in
time.
no way slow paced.
Now, are you talking just Halo 4 or previous titles as well?
Well, I think it's. I mean, I never really thought it was slow paced. It's even more fast. It's faster now, but it's.
It's fast paced now, big time, because everyone has sprint now. The fact that everyone has like access to weapons on demand. I mean, it really sped up the game. I've noticed, especially on 8v8 for big team battle. That can get freaking frustrating right now.
I haven't even
See,
played
that's
it yet.
far feeling to me now.
Yeah, it's and they have a 6v6 mode too. So I haven't done anything
Yeah,
except
the
for
Dominion,
I
regular
like that.
Slayer.
it's awesome.
Yeah. It's
I have
like,
a really good match of that where I
Conquest.
it's a lot of fun. It's like a blend of that invasion mode with like a conquest type thing, and you can like fortify your base and stuff. It's fun.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
like-
gotten the big like Gundam suit yet? The
I haven't
robot
got
walker?
the chance to play in that yet.
I
Isn't that
haven't
only on the Valhalla map? Ragnar,
Oh,
or what-
probably.
Ragnarok, whatever it's called.
Oh, that's
Like-
awesome. Sorry. ADD kicking in. Continue.
So, Halo 4, is it something I should set
Yes,
money
it's
aside?
something you should get immediately.
Better question. How
I'm
long
actually-
do you think it'll last? Like, does it have staying power? I'm assuming so. It's Halo.
Yeah.
It's got a huge fan base behind it, but legitimately, does it have staying power?
I'm
Yeah.
worried though because like I wish they would have released this a month ago instead of right before Black Ops.
Well, it'll have a fall off when Black Ops comes, but everything's going to fall
I mean,
off.
Black Ops is in 6 days. I mean, it didn't last very long.
I do want to talk about Black Ops, but before we get to it, you've got a good point. Why how long have they been working on this title? I know it's been
They
5
probably
years
don't
since the
give,
previous.
They probably don't care. That's why, because they're like, screw Activision. It's like, why should we have to, compete with them every year? That just, if you don't go against Activision, they'll just always have that window, and that's a good window because it's right before Black Friday. And
But why can't people take advantage of that middle part of the season? Like, I understand that.
Like summertime? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not?
because game sales
Yeah.
are down then, because
March.
your game becomes irrelevant by the
People
time
go
you get
out to the
December.
beach. They go do other barbecuing, other shit.
People
Yeah,
have
Reach-
live Snoop.
Why not
They
aim
have
like,
lives.
Reach came
People
out
go
in
fishing,
September.
Snoov.
What?
People go fishing.
Well, this is true. But you
I
know
say
what?
August. Why? Yeah, August, September, like you're saying, Chris. Why not?
Yeah,
Why not
Reach
then?
came out in September of 2010, so it's been in development for easily 2 years, I would say.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a little bit longer because it seems like they've had the idea for this for a while because they were working on the Halo Waypoint stuff.
Right. Yeah, they wouldn't do all that stuff just for Reach.
Yeah, I think that they were doing that, and they were on the side. They were getting the conceptual idea for their game down.
All right, never mind. I got another point, but it's going to take way too long. We'll save it for next week. Okay, so Halo 4, I should probably...
So Halo 4 will stay popular with a large group of its players.
I
I'd
think
plan on
that's
playing.
supported
for
and-
longevity than Call of Duty.
When I struggle... here's actually a really good question. The thing about Battlefield 3 is if you don't get into it from the start, infantry-wise, it's not that big of a deal, but vehicle gameplay-wise, you're at an extreme disadvantage. Say if you started, like, someone that got it day of release compared to someone who picks it up in, like, April. There's a severe disadvantage if you don't buy that unlock kit for vehicles. Would I have that same issue with Halo 4 if I waited to get it in, like, January?
Well, I mean, the skill gap in Halo 4 is huge. Like, I was a really
getting
good
my ass
Halo
handed to me.
1 and 2 player. I played a lot of Halo 3, I would say, as decent. And, like, I played somewhat of Reach, but after Reach, I kind of just teetered off, and I just didn't play much because I just didn't like Reach personally. And I don't know. It's hard to get back into Halo, especially if you've never played it, because the gap is huge. There's people who've been playing Halo for 10 years, and that's all they do.
Okay, so what... If I'm...
Your biggest challenge will be you just learning how to play, because the control scheme is a little different, which will be probably infuriating for you. And
they do give you a lot of options
He's
for
passionate.
controls, though. I will give them credit for that.
Okay. What other issues would I have to worry about?
you just have to learn the ins and outs of Halo. It's all about headshots, it's about grenade bounces, and it's about power weapons. So
Okay.
it's
Beyond those
about-
barriers, it's totally worth it in the end?
Yeah, I mean that's what Halo is. So it's like Halo's like really frustrating when you're getting beat. It's probably one of the most frustrating like franchises.
I agree.
But it rewards skill. So if you put the time in, everyone's playing with the same stuff on the same map. So you can, if you're good, you'll excel.
It's all about map control. Like, I have a game that just exemplifies that I've been holding on to. Like, map control in Halo is what it's all about. I see so many people, they'll jump into a team's lair and they'll run away from their team and they'll run right at the other enemy. And they'll get shot and they'll be like, well, why did I die instantly? It's because, like, 6 people were shooting at you at once.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to just control portions of the map. It's kind of like, you notice a lot of people like to use the phrase rusher in Call of Duty, which is a phrase I completely hate. But it's just like, you can't do that in Halo. You can't run around and be an idiot. It's about teamwork and like sticking together, controlling the map, navigating the map smartly, as opposed to like Call of Duty. You can get away with that because the bullets kill so fast. Like in Halo, if you get ganged up on, that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, if I'm gonna put in my 2 cents about it, I can't use this very well at all because I'm on PC most of the time, and I haven't played Halo since Halo 2, whenever that was, and I haven't rage quit yet. You know, I did start to do the thing where you just run at the enemies, and I ended up. It does take kind of a long time to kill people, so his buddy would end up killing me, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?" And then my team's like, "Hey, we're over here. Like, come on over." So I mean,
God,
it's
we'd
not
be
like...
winning if opponent would stop it.
I know. I'm like, the lady's holding us down. But yeah, I haven't rage quit, so I'm not
I rage quit
on the
once
top of the
last night.
scoreboard. But
I feel like
not
if I get
super
beaten Halo, I usually deserve it. That's the thing. Because like it's really hard to play like a complete douche in Halo. I mean, it's possible, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
But it's like
possible.
it's like Halo, it's like if you lost, you usually, the person was better than you. They got the kills when they needed to get the kills, and it's always so much more competitive too. Like I always get like so into Halo games. I don't know why. Like I couldn't do that with Reach. I mean, I had fun with Reach for a while, but it just didn't have something about it. It just lacked the fun. Where this game, like, I really just like I'm thinking about playing it right now.
Yeah.
And that's something that a game hasn't done in a while. I thought Warfighter would be it, but
that's what I'm most excited about. Is like there's such a buzz around Halo, and then I got it home, and I put it in, and everything worked like perfectly, and everything was so nice and new, and everyone seemed to be having a great time with it. Like that hasn't happened since like Modern Warfare 2, I would say, was the last time there was that much positivity surrounding a game right at release.
Okay,
And
all good to know.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to sound like I know I'm asking really basic questions, but there's a method to my madness. I'm trying to get you guys to explain it for someone who's never been into the franchise whatsoever, so they can kind of understand what they can expect when they get into the game for the first time. So I'm sure a lot of the people in the chat right now are thinking, why is he asking this? This is like, it's kind of redundant questions. You should know this if you've ever played it. Well, I'm going about it, trying to ask as if I've never played it before. I want to know exactly what I can expect, what I should aim to do, and what's exactly going to happen. How is my experience going to be for that first like 10 hours when I'm trying to pick the game up for the first time? So, good answers. I appreciate it. That really kind of sets the tone for if anyone is picking this up for the first time, they know exactly what they're going to be getting into. We've been at this for about 50 minutes. There's time for one more topic, and we could talk about one of two things: Black Ops 2 or other crap. I guess it depends on what you guys think about Black Ops 2. The other two things are like
crap.
I was gonna say that's a biased suggestion
it's
of
not.
what to do.
No, it's not crap. It's just they're like little mini topics that would actually probably do really well in a cluster of them. I don't want to just do like one little one. So we can do Black Ops 2, or we can talk about the supposed rumors surrounding Battlefield 4. I know a lot of people want to hear about Black Ops 2.
I think those Battlefield 4 rumors are just complete like
wish list bullshit.
I don't even think like they're like legitimate, because for one thing, the release window, I think that could be legitimate, but some of that stuff in there just sounds stupid. Like, there's no way DICE would be that dumb. I mean, I know they do a lot of weird things, but I really don't think we'll see Commander come back.
Yeah.
No, what was Commander?
It's really diluted.
It's like the RTS. It's like what you did in like the position, like above the map. You like told people where to go, spotted enemies. You know, it was like the RTS type of thing.
What game was that really, really big in? And it was shortly after Xbox came out. Was it Command & Conquer? No, I have no idea. I never played it. I just remember Chris. I know, was it like Matt Schooley, one of the kids I went to school with? He was really big into it. And all them, like Alan Simons. You had the headset on, and you didn't really play so much as you just sat there and directed all your troops to do like everything.
Are you thinking of SOCOM because it had like voice?
That could have been it. But is that essentially what it is? You just sit there and you direct all your troops to do everything via voice? Is that
what in SOCOM?
No. In Commander, that game mode that we were just talking about.
I don't know. I've never done anything with it.
All right, we lost track of this conversation. All right, so. Who the
I
fuck
agree.
told me?
I agree that it's probably a big wish list, because it just has like all these weird cliche things. Like the terminology seems to be wish listy. Like they say 64 players on console. Like that's something that we've been talking about for a year.
I don't understand the split development thing. Like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in the same respect. It's like we never see stuff like that. So do you really think that they would waste their time allocating resources towards developing like 6 different versions of Battlefield 3?
No.
I must have missed this detail.
Is it going to be on Wii too? I mean,
the Wii U, yeah.
I guess there was a couple of things on the list. Like I forget who told me about it, but I saw a list. I was like, "Holy shit, that's like my wish list. That's what I'd love to see for the most part in Battlefield 4." Like 64-man on console, if that were possible, it'd be awesome. But honestly, I would settle for 32. Like 32 minimum would be a pretty good compromise, or a good jump from what we're.
Size.
Right. From what we're constantly getting, I mean, it's an additional people per side. That's pretty good. I could deal with that. The battle recorder being in there, I know a lot of people were asking for that to be in Battlefield 3 or asking for it to be added. And, forget this all being rumors and stuff. Let's just discuss the battle recorder aspect of it. For Battlefield 4, I feel like if they don't have the battle recorder, they're doing nothing but hurting themselves, because that adds such a huge dynamic to the game that really gets the community involved and opens the door for such creativity. It could really add to the overall popularity of the game. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I don't know if it's an easy job to do. I don't know anything about programming a game or anything, but I know a lot of people have a hard time doing it.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you read through this thread of stuff, like, some of the things that just stand out to me as being just like red flags is female characters and the ability to play as them in multiplayer. I mean, do you really think DICE would do that?
Well, supposedly the rumor is that they almost had female characters in Battlefield 3, but for whatever reason at the last minute they pulled them. That's what I've been told. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not.
It's like the least important thing that they need to worry about.
Hey, Halo 4 has female Spartans.
I know! I have mine.
It's not
triple armor.
But another thing is they also say that next-gen consoles will be locked at 60 frames per second. The current gen will run at 30 frames. But then there's a little note that says PC will have a FPS lock of 100 frames per second. Why would that be in there? That's like one of those things I'm like, okay, that's how you know it's fake.
Right.
Because why would they lock the FPS on...
Well, and wouldn't they not really necessarily know that until, like, the game's well under development? Because it wouldn't be like system requirements and stuff like that. They'd have to be dealing with a deeper version of the game before they can just say, guess what? We haven't started making this game yet, but it's going to be at 100 frames per second.
I don't know.
I don't
know how it all goes to work. I don't see why they couldn't add a battle recorder, though. Sorry to come back to that. It's just it's something...
it exists.
It does.
They already exist. Yeah, they already talked about why it exists, but they can't use it because it just doesn't function properly, they said. And they hadn't had enough time to hone it. So I'm sure they're keeping it for Battlefield 4 at this point, obviously.
Okay. I really wish they had it, because I know that there was a couple of tips videos that Chris and I had done for Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops that I would absolutely love to have done for Battlefield 3, because that would have given us... That's the thing I really like doing, is like informational type videos. I mean, Jake, you're basically doing the same thing with your weapons versus series, and I'd like to be able to continue to do that with specific game modes like Rush and Conquest. I have a bunch of documents already saved right now with a shit ton of stuff typed out on, like, giving breakdown tips for like Rush on Op Metro, and then like Conquest on Carg Island and stuff. But I don't feel that it's worth doing because of the way I want to present it. I would need a battle recorder to really give the full potential of what I'm envisioning from the video. So I would fucking love if they gave it to us for Battlefield 4, because that opens the door for a whole plethora of different videos that you could do. Never mind like the theatrical stuff like montages and the whole 9 yards. Just tips wise, you could so easily and very clearly explain what it is you're trying to tell people.
Yep. Yeah. I think Battlefield 3, like, it doesn't feel like a game. It doesn't feel like it's just missing. That seems like it's such a luxury item that it makes sense that it's not in Battlefield 3.
I don't know, because they kind of like promised it. Speaking of which, did you guys see that thread that everyone was getting butthurt about on Mordor HQ?
No.
Oh, no point in talking about it then. A lot of people got really upset about it, and I'm like, it's just a forum post, guys. But you might want to research it, because it was actually kind of interesting, because it was basically it was an opinion piece, so I don't want to say it's factual or anything. I mean, it is what it is, but it basically follows the development cycle from beginning to end, and like kind of the history of Battlefield 3 from that guy's perspective, and he uses a lot of like citations and stuff. It's kind of interesting. But Daniel Matros or whatever got kind of butthurt about it, and he was tweeting at it.
He got promoted to
I don't know
producer.
why.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's such a douche on Twitter, though. It's like, why was he ever community manager?
Right. So who's going to take over his spot for his community manager?
I think they're looking.
Really?
Oh, they won't be picking me, obviously. I just bashed them.
Nah, they wouldn't pick anyone here. As awesome as that would be. I wish they would pick some... Actually, no,
Yeah,
that probably...
yeah, right.
Some random
Dude, community
blue-collar dude,
manager
is that
sounds
what
like
you're
the
trying to
worst job ever.
Yeah, but I
Taking
mean...
shit all day.
Public whipping
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
Would you do it for $1 million, though? I mean, how much did Robert Bowling make in the time he was community manager?
I think he left with like 14.5 mil or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
how much pride did he lose?
Oh, probably a lot.
The
But,
I mean, he's
internet,
got an
who gives
internet
a
meme
shit?
based around it. About how dumb he is.
I would be-
literally,
little
you gotta
pride
take the
before-
blame for everything anybody does.
Right.
In
You
your
said
entire...
overpowered? Blame Daniel Patrick.
God, that would suck. I couldn't handle
Alright.
it.
So what do you guys think? You want to call it quits here? Does anyone have anything else they'd like to talk about? Any pressing matters?
Well, do we want to
Yeah,
talk about
it's-
Black Ops before?
I was to say it's the week
Save
before
it.
it's
I mean, it'll
released,
be
and
out.
we haven't even talked about it
All right.
throughout
I don't
the
know shit
entire
about
time
it.
we've done in the podcast.
I know little about it except for what I've seen from the trailers. I won't be getting it. Me personally, I don't really care for the direction they're going. It seems like a good idea. I honestly, just my personal feelings, I think it's going to be kind of a miss. I think there's going to be a bit of a disconnect from what people are expecting to what they get for the final product. Not it's going to be bad. It's just it's going to be a little too different, a little too out there. I don't know. I don't think.
Oh, dude, I totally
I'm
disagree, man.
Calling it now. You will end up buying it.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, I,
You will
I,
not be
I,
able
I
to
find that
resist.
I find that funny coming from a group of people that are, well, at least Chris and Steve and myself are Call of Duty people. We started Call of Duty people, ventured into Battlefield 3 because of Modern Warfare 3's failure,
Dude.
and some of us are now at the point where you don't even want to talk about it.
I cannot handle any more disappointment.
Yeah, but you're talking about the shitty, skeleton version of Infinity Ward, and we're talking about Treyarch, who has consistently put out pretty decent Call of Duty titles.
Pretty decent, sir. Was keyword decent.
They have
And that-
gotten better
but-
with every single one.
But yeah, they have gotten better, and they have been very innovative. And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to Black Ops 2. I mean, Black Ops, the first one, was the one Call of Duty that I absolutely fell in love with. It's the game that I would think about playing when I was at home or at school, and it's the game that all my clan guys and I have been waiting for because Modern Warfare 3 was such trash. This is the first game in a very long time that I'm actually anticipating.
See, I can only take so much disappointment, and Modern Warfare 2 is a disappointment. Black Ops, in the end, was ultimately a disappointment. Modern Warfare 3 was a colossal disappointment. That franchise, 3 games in a row,
Wait, you didn't like Black Ops?
Yeah, I think you're.
It was so on it. Like, it was okay. I think it was the most balanced of them all. I'll give it, without a doubt, it was a
Lacked
good
some
game. But
excitement. I will say that
That's-
compared to the other one. But it was fun with friends, and it wasn't frustrating to me. Like, I never really got super frustrated with Black Ops. I mean, Second Chance was annoying, but it wasn't freaking nuclear dead man's hand or whatever.
Exactly, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. I had a few moments here and there where I raged. That's the type of person I am. It's unavoidable. And it was just overall, it lacked that wow factor. That was the biggest deal.
Dude, I totally disagree, man. It
And that's
had
fine.
it.
It's just for me.
Dude, it totally had it. I don't know what you're talking about. People griped all freaking day that the game was too slow, but then again, they're coming from Modern Warfare 2, where you ran around the map like a maniac. The maps were small. Treyarch built bigger maps that we as Battlefield players would more appreciate. I thought it was a great game. Like, that is my top game of all first-person shooters. It is up there. And even now, like, when I go and play it in sort of preparation for Black Ops 2, it is still a lot of fun to play. There's just so much about the game that I know I'm looking forward to. Just the entirety of it. But the problem is because of the fact that I've been let down by Modern Warfare 3, I didn't bother to research Black Ops 2. But the closer it's getting, I'm getting these feelings like, oh my god, this is going to be fun. I'm anticipating. This is the same sort of anticipation that I was kind of feeling for Battlefield 3. And
Well, you
upon
can
its
go
release-
play it and get a little preview. Walmart is actually going to have it at all their stores on the day before release, all day, from
Yeah.
midnight to midnight.
There you
Didn't
go.
they try doing that at our Walmart last year, Chris, with Modern Warfare 3? We're like, sweet! And the guys couldn't fucking... Oh, no, the Xbox they sent was Red Ring to Death, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And so we were like, oh, sweet, we get to play. And they're like, no, it's busted. We're like, oh,
Why didn't they just open a new
Fuck.
one?
because it's Walmart. Who knows what
Well, they
it is.
could return it to themselves. They take it.
Well, it was sent from the developer, I think. I don't think it was necessarily... I don't know how it worked out, but they... Wait, I think we... Didn't we mention that, Chris? We were like, why the fuck don't you just go get, like,
Yeah.
the demo Xbox
Oh,
that's
it's
actually working over
probably
there?
it probably had like the game on the hard drive so that you could only do certain things.
That would make sense.
It wasn't the full copy of the game, but
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that they tried setting it up, and it...
I think we should save this for next week, though. I think we should leave it with the skeptic. You know, you guys being skeptical, and then once it
Wait.
releases, then see where we all stand.
Don't lump me in with him.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it just for the sake that everyone's so excited about it. It seems like they've honed in on it and they're gonna get like, you know, they're gonna hit the bullseye this time. But I know Call of Duty does have a track record of becoming Call of Duty after like 3 months. So
Shake my head at you, sir.
See,
I'm
here's the
not
thing,
I'm
though, is
not
a lot
getting
of
it at midnight, but I'm not saying
a
I'm
lot
not
I think it'll
getting
be
it.
good for a month.
You know
or
what?
two.
You got to know what you're getting into, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. They get in there with these different expectations. Like, this is a Twitch arcade shooter. You take it for what it is. It's not a tactical shooter. It's run, gun, have fun with your friends. You know, call in nukes or whatever, and have a good time. And then again, if you're going to get into the competitive circuit, it's the only first-person shooter on the competitive circuit. Say, like, it'll more than likely be back into MLG.
Halo is on the competitive circuit.
Well, I'm talking about, you know, Call of Duty Battlefield right now, not these futuristic space shooters that nobody cares about.
Hey, Call of Duty future.
Oh,
This is futuristic.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay, 25 years in the future as opposed to some fantasy space world where you can jump 9 feet in the air.
hey, they're super
but yeah,
soldiers.
So Halo,
We've been
Halo
over
and
this.
Call of Duty will be back on the MLG circuit, and you know, I think it's a big deal. It's a bigger deal, and I think it's a bigger and better game. And I think you're letting the sins of its predecessor affect your judgment, Snoop.
Dude, with good reason, at least.
Well,
I mean, come
But you're
well-
talking about a different studio, a different developer, a skeleton developer at that. You know, you got to look at Treyarch's past game.
All right, well, last point, because I agree with Jake. We should really go into depth this next week, but
It's gonna be
I will
tough next.
Black Ops credit where credit's due. It's a good game. I didn't think it was a great game. I thought it was lackluster. It missed that wow factor. I never was, with the exception of like that first month it was out, I wasn't ever stoked to play it. It was just like, oh, we're going to play Black Ops tonight. All right.
You hated it at the
And-
end of the first night. I remember that.
Dude, it was tough. And then with
At least
Black
you're
Ops 2,
consistent.
I know. With Black Ops 2, I really think that they're trying to overachieve. They're reaching. They're reaching. That's it. They're really reaching with this series, and they're trying to bring back that wow factor to it. And I think they're going to fall short of the mark. But that's just me. If anyone has
Alright.
one-liner to add before we wrap this up, we'll save the rest of it for next week.
Nope.
Well, I won't be here next week because I'll be doing a 24-hour live stream.
No,
San-
you have to
San-
be here next week.
I'm going to be in LA for a 24-hour live stream.
What?
Really?
For who?
Yeah, for Yaush. We're
Are you
coming to
serious?
LA, dude. Yeah, 24-hour live stream in Los Angeles
For Black Ops?
for Black Ops 2. Yeah,
Sweet.
Dude,
there's a good chance that I won't be here
no, that's unacceptable.
because I'll be having my hands on it.
We'll figure out a way for you to get on here. You got Skype.
Okay,
and phone.
maybe you'll have to Skype me on my phone.
Yes, we actually, you know what? I'm not joking. We'll get you on there,
Okay.
and we can listen to you say this game sucks.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what
You're
happens.
digging a hole.
So,
Nobody's gonna say this game sucks next Tuesday.
No, I don't think it's gonna suck. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trolling, but
you
I don't-
better be. I was like, damn, man, this is not Medal of Honor.
no. I like I said, I think it'll be. Well, maybe I didn't say it. I will say I think it'll be good. I just don't know if it's gonna be worth my $60.
I'm not touching
It'll be
it.
worth more than Medal of Honor. I'll promise you that.
Dude, what would it be worth more than a Medal of Honor? Come on. Hang
All
on.
right, all right.
Modern Warfare 3.
Let's sign off now. And
This
Well-
was by far better than Medal of Honor. All right.
It's a good game.
that is
Was
a
a
good game.
All right, maybe there's a bad example. All right. All All right, that'll wrap up this episode. Guys, we appreciate you all coming out as usual. We'll be back here again next week, 9 p.m., pending we don't lose any friggin' power unexpectedly from crazy-ass hurricanes or anything. Sims 2, what the hell? Get out of here.
Better than Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it is a good game.
All right, guys, it's going to wrap it up. Again, we appreciate you all coming by, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Later.